What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Player One channel. And today we are looking at Pearl Jam Dark Matter. Came out a couple days ago. I was pretty excited about this one. And let's jump right into it. So, Scared of Fear. Just blast right out the gate. It's very good. Very good choice for an opener. I guess with any band, like, they got to choose which one they're going to choose as the opener, and this was a very good choice. So basically, I like very much how the crunchy guitars are, and it kind of reminds me of 10 and just what I would think Pearl Jam would sound like with the crunchy guitars. It sounded very good. It's definitely fast and energetic, and there's a nice mini solo in there. I've noticed a lot of bands now, they don't really focus on the solo, which is probably good. This kind of like an older thing to do, but they do a nice like timed mini solo, and I appreciate that. A ton of the songs on this album do that, and I appreciate that. Just to like sneak a little solo in there. I always appreciate the solos. And yeah, I really like the increased speed in the post chorus, so the song just keeps building and building and building and get faster and faster and faster, when it already started like blazing fast. So it's pretty awesome. It also has a cool bridge that slows it down for like 10ish seconds, and it literally, like, I'm not even kidding you, sounds like it's from 10. That bridge part, and then into this speedy part, because there's some fast parts in 10. So yeah, this is probably the closest song you'll get to classic Pearl Jam, which is sick. It's awesome. His vocals, Eddie Vedder's vocals, sounded great as well throughout this entire album. So yeah, and Scared of Fear was just a taste of that. So it was a very good first track. Automatically, right out the gate, this is a banger. This is in my top 5. Scared of Fear is freaking great. Next song is React Respond, and it has like cool like duetting guitars, like answering back at each other throughout the song. Also has a nice chorus, very good bass playing. This is where I really noticed the bass guitar is this second song here. And yeah, it has an interesting bridge with some kind of like light sound. I don't know if it's like a triangle maybe, or like somebody playing a triangle, or a keyboard or something, but it makes the chorus have this like light sound. So I thought that was interesting. And there's also a ripping solo at the end. So this also ends up being one of my top 5 of the album. So boom, right there, just 2 out of the gate. Next song is Wreckage. Has a nice calm beginning with clean guitar. It's mostly a chill song, but cool bass and drum parts throughout. And to me, in my opinion, this song sounded like an 80s song, like almost in the structure of like The Cure or Simple Minds or Tears for Fears or any kind of 80s band like that. Kind of like 80s bands and 80s songs definitely focused on the chorus. Like, don't bore us, get to the chorus. And this song definitely did that with Wreckage. I really liked the choice of the song, the actual chorus being combing through the wreckage. This song is great as well. So the next track after that is Dark Matter. It was very hard to choose my top 5 for this album, by the way. Dark Matter was the lead single, and rightfully so. It is very good. It has cool distorted, I think they distorted the guitars and the bass guitars on this with how chunky it sounds. They distorted both, I'm pretty sure. They probably do that throughout the entire album, to be honest. But yeah, that's what makes the song really stick out. It's probably the heaviest song. If Pearl Jam could be heavy, this is probably their heaviest song on the album, with guitars anyway. Very good. This also ended up in my top 5. So boom. Next song is Won't Tell. And I like the funk rhythms in this song. And then in the chorus, it kind of gets right back into regular rock, and has some nice synths in the background. You know me, I love some synths. And the chorus, I liked it a lot. It's very chill, like happy sounding song, and the vocals really shine on Won't Tell. Eddie Vedder sounds great on Won't Tell, and he does on all these songs, but in particular, I can notice the vocals very well on Won't Tell. The next song is Upper Hand. This is like the first change in pace in the album. It has a lot of synths, keyboards, and it has this like really cool riffage at the beginning that's like very quiet in the background as the keyboards and synths are going, and it picks up and picks up, kind of like an Angels and Airwaves song or a U2 song, like, but it never drops. So I was a little caught off by that. They had the guitar like pick up really loud, and then it just completely switched to a different kind of song. I was like, oh, I was like caught off guard by that. So it's pretty interesting that they chose to do that with this song. So yeah, it has a lot of, I put space sounds. It sounds like you're in space or something. Like that's the best way I could come up with it. It was just like, or like the beginning of Asthenia from Blink-182, like something like that. It sounded like you're floating around in space. And ends up being a kind of like this, your typical slower Pearl Jam song. Good clean tone with the guitar with delay and cool, and there's a cool chorus with distorted guitars. Basically the song is just like all over the place, a lot of change ups and progressions, and there's a nice fast ending with some nice shredding and good vocals from Eddie. So Upper Hand like is the whole package. It has everything. So that's a good summary of the album, I would say, for in just one track. The next song is Waiting for Stevie, and I'll have to look up later to see what the song is about, because that's an interesting title. But in my opinion, it immediately sounds like an arrangement from 10. I know I keep mentioning 10, but I do need to listen to more of Pearl Jam's albums. I am no Pearl Jam expert, but I love 10, and that's why I wanted to check out this album, just to preface that. And I will be checking out the rest of Pearl Jam's catalog after this, because with me liking 10, and I also liked their most recent album before this one, Gigaton. I think it's Gigaton. I do like Gigaton. So I listened to 10 and Gigaton before this. So now I'm going to listen to all the rest, like Verses and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. In my opinion, Waiting for Stevie sounds like a 10 song. And all the instruments are freaking awesome on the song. This ended up in my top 5. There's another solo at the end, and it still keeps it fresh towards the end. And it has... and then everything quiets down at the very end. It has a little spoken word outro, which kind of blends into Running. So I think it's kind of meant to listen back to back for sure for those two tracks. And Running also ended up in my top 5, I believe, because it's a freaking banger. I think this was the second single that they put out. The song lives up to the name. It just doesn't stop. They don't take their foot off the pedal. I'd say it's probably just as fast as Scared of Fear and React Respond. So, I mean, it's already 3 tracks that are basically punk rock songs, so I'm gonna like it, obviously. Running is very good. Next song is Something Special. This is a very like slow song, chilled, laid back, and it has some very nice bass lines. I noticed that. Some smooth vocals, and it's just like a nice classic rock song. I appreciate that. Just to like slow things down and change it up a little bit. So Something Special is very good. Next song after that is Got to Give. It has flutes and acoustic guitar at the very beginning, but then it just drops right back into like classic Pearl Jam with good drums and guitars. Has a little bit of like staccato piano outro, but the instruments do not stop, which I like. I like it when the full band is playing. Basically, that's kind of like for most songs for me, to be honest. Um, yeah, Got to Give is very good. Next song is Setting Sun. Yeah, this album only has 11 songs. That's kind of interesting. It has a very chill beginning. It's basically a love song, I believe. It sounds good in the chorus. And then towards the end, because it's kind of a little slow, so it wasn't really keeping my attention. But the chorus was good. But then towards the end, it picked up with the whole band and like plugged in and all of that stuff. Back to electric guitar, and Eddie starts singing louder, and the song, in my opinion, this one takes too long to get to that point. So I'd probably say this Setting Sun is my least favorite song on the album. Doesn't mean it's not a good song, it is, but it's definitely my least favorite. So speaking of that, let's go to my top 5. So definitely Scared of Fear, React Respond, that's 2. Dark Matter, number 3. Waiting for Stevie, number 4. And Running for number 5. I'd say Got to Give and Won't Tell are honorary mentions in Wreckage. So I do like this album. This album did not disappoint at all. As a sort of new Pearl Jam fan. So given that I don't like the last track, I feel like a fair review of this would be a 9 out of 10. I feel pretty good about that. Let me know what you guys think about this album in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.